Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody, all around the world, hello and welcome to another episode of The Watch Report with me, your host, John-Luc Welch. Make some noise. Yes, sir. There we go. Clap it up. Get excited wherever you are. We are back on this afternoon on a Tuesday, and we got so much to go right. We got one prime thing that we need to discuss in the world of boxing today with news in the world of Crawford versus Canelo, more specifically Crawford now having essentially being copied by Boots Ennis as the sparring partner for the likes of Canelo Alvarez, and this has made a lot of different reactions around the globe of boxing. Really have a volatile affair. Everybody's up in arms. Oh my gosh, is Crawford done? Is this it? Is there no way that now Crawford can win because he's got the blueprint, or somebody that can emulate the blueprint of what he is and what he can do in the likes of Boots Ennis? Is the fight over already before it even starts? All that and more we're going to talk about right here on this show. It's going to be a short episode than what we normally do. Going to be in all honesty, had to handle some business before getting on, which is why I had to start late. And got some stuff I gotta do afterwards today. So just full disclaimer, ain't gonna be as long as we normally go, but still, we gonna have the best time possible. Since we are, let's get the intro out the way. If you haven't already, go ahead and leave a like on the video. Yes, sir. Go ahead and leave a like on the stream. Subscribe to the channel. If you have not already, go ahead and share the show with everybody that you know so we can keep on building up this empire together. Yes, indeed, making this thing bigger and better and grander, all for you to enjoy. And be sure that if you can support the show with Cash App and PayPal, links down below in the description. Also, if you want to support the show while we're getting ready for monetization and you want anything we do, and you want to help keep the lights on, help make the show bigger and better for y'all to enjoy, hey, Cash App and PayPal, whatever you can afford, would mean the world to me. Absolutely. And we're going to continue to be great. We're going to earn our keep like we always do on this show. But again, also available on every podcasting platform imaginable. So whenever you want to hear the show, you can listen to it anywhere. Apple, Spotify, you name it, we're there. And if we're not, tell us, we'll get there. Absolutely no question about it. But with all that out the way, we got to talk about boxing. First and foremost, we got to talk about the main issue of the day, which is Crawford versus Canelo. Boots training with Canelo. All of the things that go into that, we got to delve into it. So, without further ado, let's jump into boxing. And so, it's time to step into the ring. Oh, yes, that's right. Ring the bell. Let's get it started. Round one of this show going underway as we have to discuss the world of Canelo in sparring. And officially, he is sparring Boots Ennis. Oh, Lord.
Hey, look at
oh,
this.
no. Oh, my.
We got some problems here.
Oh, this has just shaken up the boxing landscape with now it being confirmed that one of the most talented, athletically gifted, unique special fighters in all of boxing, who is formerly and still is currently one of the biggest ops that people want to see Terrence Crawford fight. One of the few people that people felt could beat the likes of Terrence Crawford if they got into the ring. Now is in the ring sparring with Crawford's next opponent, which is already seen as his biggest test ever in his career, in the likes of Canelo Alvarez. And this has made a world of concern for anybody that was picking Terrence Crawford to win this fight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's gotten very much dangerous for people who said that they had Crawford win this fight. Now that this is the brother that was able to come in and actually give some work to Canelo to prep for what's going to most likely be the biggest talent fight of this year, almost assuredly. Absolutely. Also, we got people in the chat like Sergey. Hey, what's going on, Sergey? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. So glad that you're with us on today. We appreciate you joining in on the live for the day. Like I said, I had some stuff I had to take care of earlier in the day, which is why I wasn't able to go through on the normal regimented schedule of 12:30 around the court 3 times. It ain't because I'm late. I had to do some prior engagement. We're trying to do some things behind the scenes. Okay, we're trying to get some stuff all set and laid and in order so we can make this thing bigger and grander for you all to enjoy. Trust me, we got some moves. We got some moves, but we're just trying to we had to do. We had to do. But we here now. We're still gonna make this the best of it. And this has been the biggest topic. And I'm so glad you're here, because brother, now me saying that Crawford has the goods to be able to beat Canelo, though I still have Canelo winning this fight. Now with this happening, ooh, we got ourselves a concern. We got ourselves a concern. Oh Lord. Oh my. Oh my indeed. We got ourselves some real concerning efforts. And also, now wait a minute. Now, hold on. Wait a second. I've become disappointed in humanity. Well, full disclaimer. Let's put a little bit of sports thing aside. Let's have a heart-to-heart for a second. Anybody that feels this way, and as you so eloquently put, that you do, you have to understand. Tough times get hard, absolutely. This is the fact of life. It's never going to be pretty. However, don't lose faith. Because everybody ain't acting like everybody. Be clear. The bad going on indeed is bad. However, you can get through it. There are people trying to change it. Trust me, doom and gloom is only going to lead to more doom and gloom. But if you do your part to help make this world a better place, guess what? You have made this world a better place. As downtrodden and terrible as it may seem. There's never a lack of hope. There's never a lack of change that can happen. Things can't always get better no matter how hard they seem to be. Though the world seems like it's all in a kerfuffle in a way, trust me, Lord knows it feels like that right now. I tell you what, but I promise you, if you keep that mentality without the other side of the other side of the pillow, to quote the late great Stuart Scott, being able to flip the other side of the pillow means that you're able to change the situation, even if it's small. And if you can change on a small level, you can change on a big level. And because change is possible, there's always hope for humanity. There's always hope. Things as dark as they may seem can indeed get better. And I promise you, though it seems bad, it will get better. Because trust me, I've thought like that before. I've had those thoughts as well, those feelings as well. Incredibly valid. Absolutely. But things can get better. I promise you. I promise you. Because it has happened. For me and for you, can look at your own life. Whenever things have gotten bad, it has indeed, at some point in time, turned around. Hence why, though the struggle's going to be real, if you keep on fighting, I promise you, you'll make it to the end of the round. And if you can make it to the end of the round, you can make it to the end of the fight. I promise you. I'm not trying to be cliche, but it's the truth. And it's the real deal. And though it may seem hard, the world may seem out of control, trust me, if you take it day by day and you keep doing your part, promise you, stuff will get better. Guarantee you it will. It might take some time, but I promise you, it will. Guarantee you will. But let me keep on reading. Al Booger, salute to you. How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. Today, I'm gonna have some stuff I had to take care of on the putting stuff together side. So I had to do what I had to do. But still, we gonna do what we normally do on this show. Now it's gonna be a shorter show than normal. Just as a full disclaimer, full transparency. Gonna be a shorter show than normal because of the stuff I had to deal with and take care of on the back end before coming in on the show. So I have as much time to do what I wanted to do to make this thing as great or as in detail person. But still, we're gonna rock and we're still gonna have a quality show, and we're gonna react to the biggest news of the day or biggest news of the week, which is indeed this whole news of Canelo sparring Boots Ennis. Now, we're gonna get into the hate train that Boots is getting from a lot of people in working with Canelo and sparring with Canelo. We're going to get into that later on in the show. Trust me. But strictly with the fight itself, Does this change how we feel about how this fight's going to go? And for me right now, I'm going to tell you this. Though it doesn't change how I feel about the outcome at the moment, again, I have Canelo winning. I'm going to say this. For how I felt about what or about what Crawford would be able to do in this fight and what Canelo wouldn't be prepared for in this fight, now with Boots sparring him, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little bit concerned. Now. More than anything else. Because the reason why it's so concerning is because if you know Boots Ennis, you know this brother has been not just one of the most physically gifted athletes that we have in the sport, but somebody who, if there was any person that could give Crawford trouble because he could also emulate the same style or a similar style, it was Boots Ennis. It was Jaron Ennis. Now with Jaron, all the physical capabilities, all the instincts, as well as the insane athletic ability that at best is at least on par with Terrence Crawford. With how we know Terrence Crawford is an athletic freak of nature. That is still true. But at worst, he might be even more athletic than the likes of Crawford. In fact, I think I've even said he's one of the 3 most athletic people in all of boxing from a standpoint of in-ring production. What he can do physically. We've seen him fight in slow motion. We've seen him fight off of instinct alone. The reaction time, the speed, the power, the explosive, all of it. He's got it in spades better than nearly most people in the boxing world, even with the likes of a Terrence Crawford. There's some tools that Boots got that even Crawford, with as great as he is, doesn't hold in his own regard, physically. And we know Boots has had the ability to, with how rapidly he's improving as a fighter, if there was anybody that could put his style to the test and copy it, could be Boots Ennis. Now that Boots is trending with Canelo, brother, Canelo is about to have himself. It's not going to be a 1-to-1. It's not going to be a 1-to-1 at all. But from the sense of dealing with what we could see with Crawford in the ring, this is about the best sparring partner he could get. This is about the best he could ask for. This is the best brother he could. This is the best brother anybody could ask for. Working with Canelo, or working with anybody working and trying to emulate what you're going to deal with Crawford in the ring. Now again, Boots can switch stances. Boots is tall, is long. If I can pull up the picture right now, Boots is legitimately a big brother, and I think we were underestimating exactly just how, not just how small the likes of Canelo Alvarez is, but also how big the likes of Boots is. As I'm pulling up this picture, as we scroll into the old picture-in-picture archive to go through, just to give you a visual representation of exactly what we are witnessing. Brother. No, that ain't it. There we go. As it loads up, let me zoom out of this real quick just to give you a better wide sweeping view. Like, look at that. Mind you, Ennis was fighting at 147. Now he's fighting at 154. You see how big this brother is from a size perspective? And he is taller than Canelo. And that frame, again, is Boots. Like, you see the athletic ability just oozing out of him. Now, for Canelo to be smaller than Boots, fighting up to light heavyweight, fighting up at super middleweight, becoming undisputed, beating Sergey Kovalev, competing with the likes of Bebo, but it speaks to the greatness of what Canelo is. That's why I kept saying, though I feel that Crawford is a better fighter from the standpoint of skill set, Canelo is also very close to him, because you ain't this size competing with the people that he's competed with with only power being your only saving grace. Oh, he's just too big for anybody. No, this man has some skill to be this size. Again, Boots is taller than him. Right now, Boots is looking mighty most of his own way. You know, hey, this is a preview also of what we can see from Boots Ennis when he's at 154. This type of you see the physique, the better filled out body, the more flushed out frame. You see how bad this looks from the standpoint of I would hate to be anybody going up against this. This is what Canelo is using as a blueprint, which is incredibly smart. Now we got to say that in terms of Canelo and Crawford, boy, how do I say this? How do I say this to put this in a light that's feasible? Crawford, it's not going to be a 1-to-1 that Canelo's going to have the full juxtaposition of what Crawford is as a fighter. But it's going to be at least Canelo's going to understand what it's going to be like to be in the bubble of Crawford. And they're going to be 1-to-1. But because Boots is there, understanding what it's like to be in the bubble of fighting style of Crawford is incredibly advantageous. It's going to be getting caught and countered. Boots can catch you. Being able to read and react and what it's going to be like to potentially get taken advantage of for your mistake. Boots can emulate that. He can. And let's say hypothetically Boots is able to mitigate or take the power. What's it going to be like if somebody, as we see again with sparring, if Boots is able to relies on this shit more often than we would like, what's it going to be like if Crawford does stand up to your power? Boots may be able to emulate that to some degree. Give an example. This is dangerous. This is very dangerous for Crawford. This ain't the end all be all. But this is something I didn't expect. I'm not going to lie. I was not expecting this to happen. I did not expect this at all to happen for the likes of Boots Ennis to be training with Canelo. I mean, Lord. Now, I want to hear your thoughts on this as well. But I'm going to say that this gives me a little bit more cause for pause in how I feel about Canelo against Crawford. And ain't dangerous. This don't mean nothing. Now, again, Kelly Burkshot, I'm glad you're here. Appreciate you tuning into the show. So glad you're here with us on today. Yeah, I am not saying that this is a 1-to-1. Oh, this just makes it obsolete. Crawford has no chance. I just didn't expect it to be that Boots was the only guy that most people would say, could emulate and give an example, a good example of it, of what it's like to fight a switch hitting, precision power type or precision puncher with insane athletic ability, like Crawford. The only brother that we could see ever fit that mold was Boots. We didn't think that was going to be possible for Canelo, or I didn't think it was going to be a thing for Canelo to have that as a sparring partner. That's where I'm like, okay, it's not the end all be all, but this does shift kind of what I think Canelo's going to be like when he steps in the ring. For me, if it doesn't for you, I ain't got no issue with it. Because like I said, regardless of what we see with all the training, all the clips, whatever we see come out in the build-up to this fight, it's still going to be, you got to fight. I don't care what we may speculate to see, what's made available to us. You still got to show up and do what you do. You still have to show up and be what you need to be, regardless of what we think is an advantage or disadvantage based on training. It don't matter. It's not going to matter at the end of the day. We get that. But because of speculation and because of, again, what Boots is as a fighter, that's going to give Canelo, we can't say that wouldn't give Canelo at least a quality idea of what it's going to be like to be in the ring with Crawford, which, mind you, most fighters wouldn't be bad fighters to use in preparation for Crawford as sparring partners, because they can't do everything that we see Canelo or that we see Crawford do when it comes to what he does in the ring. It is so hard to emulate or even get into the realm of comparison when trying to understand what it's like to be in the ring with Crawford. It's a different type of beast that's almost unreplicable, except with a very few. And Boots is one of those few, which is it's an interesting food for thought. People overlook that they may be similar, but that can't fix Canelo's knees. Slow forward movement, nor do Boots fight similar. They both just switch it. And you're right. And you're right about that. And also, Tay, what's going on with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Let's see what you got to say. Canelo's face looked messed up at the sparring, and I was going to bring that up. I was going to bring that up as well when we look at this whole situation, because I got the picture up right now. Nope, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Don't forget, as we zoom in, hopefully this comes in clear. And this ain't me trying to just read into stuff. Brother, this eye and this eye, they ain't the same eye. They ain't. Wait a minute now. We're going to say that. We can say that in looking into it. There's some swelling. There's a welt right here. This eye's partially closed. This portion of his cheek it looks swollen versus this eye being completely fine. Now, again, what this means, what Canelo got caught with, not sure. Canelo got caught with something. Boots gave him some level of good work. You can see this brother smiling as from ear to ear, looking fresh as a daisy, looking just fine, relatively no damage. It's Canelo that looked like it, at least from a standpoint of physical damage, took the worst for wear. Like I said, you got to be something serious to give Canelo some work and to emulate the likes of Crawford. This is what I'm saying makes it dangerous. Because Boots, we know the talent and we know the ability and the physical ability. And he's the closest thing that we can see to a Crawford. Though they don't fight similarly, the aspects of what they bring to the table are from a wide-reaching standpoint, is the closest thing we could see. And if Boots is doing this to Canelo, hey, that means that Canelo, Boots could be bringing out some stuff that Canelo may be getting caught with. Could this be that because Boots can fight so good, switching stances, that all of a sudden that southpaw stance is actually starting to tackle. That southpaw jab is actually starting to get to him. That right hand or right hook might actually be able to get around or through the guard of Canelo. He can't react in time. Whatever the case may be, we don't know. Again, it's all speculation. All we know is for Boots to spar against Canelo, something's working. Something was working, which shows me that this brother's giving him a window into what can work for Crawford in a manner that Crawford would actually be able to succeed, which he can actually prep for, which is something that if it was anybody else but Boots, most likely wouldn't really be indicative of, oh yeah, this is how Canelo can get tagged, get caught, or get messed up. Because if they did do it, they wouldn't be able to do it in the same way. But he can't. That's where the concern is. So yeah, you're right. The eye is a little bit messed up. The swelling is there. He was getting at least to some degree. Something caught the brother. Boots caught him with something. I don't know what. I'm not about to read into it. But Boots caught him with something. Or catching him consistently with something. So, something's working, which again is good work. We want to see good work. We want to see both people prepped as much as possible. Now, there is a picture also with Crawford, if I can find it. There's a picture with Crawford that also had him in sparring with his own people that will also had him, again, touched up himself. So both people are starting to get windows into, hey, we still got prep to do. We still got work to do. In all honesty, when I was looking at, and again, I'm pulling up the picture quickly as I can. But in all honesty, both of them got touched up in their sparring sessions with their respective opponents. But let me go back to reading what you all's comments have to say. In this, it's good to use him to prepare for it's good to use him to prepare for him to a minimum. But you need about 4 different welterweights to simulate homie. No, you're right. Hey, you're right. Like I said, Boots is the most conducive that if you could have them all, he would be one of them. But no, you need a multifaceted type of training to be able to emulate the likes of what Crawford can do, which, again, Canelo's got. And that, as I can pull up right here, he's got the likes of, let me pull it up. Hold on. Wait. Here it is. As we can see right here, it ain't just the likes of Boots, but it's Boots and Hernandez. It's I think I think his name is Joel Hernandez, and then y'all were telling me about him. We got to see him on the fight card earlier in the year. Nah, he's got this, and I think like 3 other people. These 2 and 3 other people. I tell you, Canelo is not wasting time trying to make sure he's prepped for this fight. If anybody said that Canelo's taking this fight easy, we can put that to bed today. We can put that to bed today. If there was anybody saying that Canelo was taking it easy with this fight, not potentially felt he got this in the bag, it ain't worried. I'm telling you this right now. With the type or with the names that he's got sparring him, at this point, and again, there's more even than this. I just don't have them off the top of my head, but I did see them. Hey, look, I dare say, not even I dare, I would capitulate that we're probably going to see one of the most dedicated Canelos that we have coming into this fight. I would bet my money on it. And this ain't because Canelo's been out of sorts or he's been unfocused for all of his career. No, he's always locked in. But this is a particular one. This is a more deliberate, this is a more concentrated effort to dot his I's and cross the T's and bringing in everybody he can, using every resource possible, and making sure that if I'm ready, I'm ready. With the people he's bringing in and the way he's going about making himself prepared for this fight. We can talk about all the stuff with weaknesses, strengths, whatever. From the sense of dedication and urgency of the moment, I think Canelo's taking this fight as seriously as we've seen him with any other fight. I dare say he might be taking this fight as seriously as he's taking the likes of Gennady Golovkin, for the standpoint of, I got to get this win. We saw that switch flip in that press conference way back months ago when Crawford pressed him, walked him down on stage. All of a sudden, Canelo was like, okay, it's going to be like that. All right, okay, it's going to be like that. All right, gloves ain't no more nice sedity type of stuff. No, we okay. You think you won the once? We gonna see what we do. And I'm telling you, I'm not saying this is indicative of him winning. I'm not saying this is gonna be a bad thing. I'm not even trying to jump the gun like I've seen over social media with some people. It's saying, oh, Crawford's gonna die. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying though is that this is a good sign for Canelo and a dangerous sign for Crawford, because of the fact that I was not expecting Boots to be part of the stable that we see sparring with Canelo. That additive makes a new dimension of how can Canelo get into the mind and fighting style of Boots. Because Teddy Berkshire is right. Like he said earlier in the chat, you're going to need 4 different people. You're absolutely right. But doggone it, if you got one of them, It's like you can't just spar one person to fight Muhammad Ali. You couldn't. But if you got Larry Holmes to spar with you, hey brother, that's some pretty good preparation. Because there was somebody that could emulate as closely as possible what the likes of Ali could do. It was Larry Holmes. To a degree, because he was training with Muhammad Ali all the time. But if you were an opponent of Ali and you could get Larry Holmes to spar with you, you wouldn't be saying, oh man, that ain't just nothing. No, that is something. Because that brother can do some of the same stuff that Ali can do, even if it ain't to the same degree. The fact that you can get an idea of what you're going to experience because somebody else is that advanced in fighting in a similar vein or can emulate a vein to that degree. But that is incredibly helpful. That's the type of help I didn't think Canelo was going to get for this fight. That's where I'm having a little bit of a ooh. Some trepidation. Let me see. I agree, Teddy. They fight different. They switch, hit differently too. Boots is definitely a good sport. It's a good sport. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're going to do the same stuff, but it is good. The very fact that Boots can also be very, what's the word? The very fact that Boots can have quality fighting in both stances, though it's not the same as Crawford. The fact that he can also be fluid, it's something that can make Canelo ready for when Crawford does switch stances. Okay, what am I going to be able to do? How do I handle it? How do I make sure I don't get caught up in missing when he does switch? How do I deal with this different type of rhythm in this new stance? Just getting comfortable with the idea of being in the ring with a southpaw or an orthodox. Switching your frame and thinking round by round, even mid-round, whatever the case may be, however they're going with the spar. Forcing Canelo to have to adapt and react on the fly. Pushing him to recognize when patterns or how to handle when switches happen. Just that alone is incredibly valuable. It's incredibly valuable. Listen, if Bud is sharp, he closing that right back. If Bud is sharp, he closing that right back. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Again, we are talking about Terrence Crawford, so I'm not saying you're right about that. You are right about that. Let me see. He gonna look worse. He gonna look worse September 14th morning. I hope not. I hope not. I want to see both of these people fight at their best because I want to see if Crawford can do the impossible against the best version of Canelo. Oh my gosh. So all I can hope for is the best of the best. Let me see. Boots is no way near as physical as Crawford. He may have to flair and speed, but not nowhere near as rugged and as rough. And again, from a stylistic standpoint, yeah, you're right. Boots is not the person. He can get physical. We've seen him be physical before. But Boots is the brother. He's more of a, he loves to fight clean and fight flash. And by that I mean, like we saw against Stanionis, he can use his legs, use his speed to lead into the power by lulling you into shots. Being able to, again, make himself unhittable, turning and switching and making them so that, oh, you just grazed me. And then boom, counter, boom, uppercut, boom, hook. Using that lightning jab that's got power to. He's got natural power, but his fighting style isn't a rugged, rough, gruff type situation. Crawford is more so walk you down. Crawford is more so I'm the aggressor. I'm in control by physically pushing you. Both with pressure and with actual physicality pushing you. So you're right. You're right about that. I'm not fighting you on that. But it's the fact that Boots can fight in a rugged fashion. Because again, sparring, it's not about what it's about what you can emulate more than what you are as a fighter. Though what you are as a fighter doesn't need have a level of weight. But the whole reason why Boots is in here isn't just because, oh yeah, he's a good fighter. But it's because you can do some of the same stuff that Crawford does. Even if it's not at the same high level, it is at a great level. Boots can become a rugged walk-down fighter. Boots can become a brother who gets physical. We saw it with David Avenese. We saw it with Shukajan even. When Shukajan started fighting in the pocket for the second fight, legitimately going and standing his ground rather than using his legs like he did in the first fight. We know Boots can do it. That's the thing. The fact that he can. And give Canelo a sensation of what it's like to be in there with Crawford. That's where this gets really interesting. So no, he's not the same fighter as Crawford, but he can do the same stuff in sparring that Crawford would need to have done to him, or that Canelo would need to have done to him to be prepared for the rugged style that Canelo is going to have to face when he steps in the ring. Because as we know, like I said before, inevitably, Crawford's going to try to put his foot to the gas. He's going to try to push it. We already know he said like almost a year ago, or roughly, nearly a year ago, so 6 months at least, that he's not going to look for the knockout with Canelo. But if it's there, he going to go for it. And like we've seen even with Madrimov, at some point in time, even against Madrimov in the later stages, once he saw the opening of, okay, it's time for me to really put my foot to the gas, but guess what? He did it. And did it well. He did. He turned it into physical. He started shoving Madrimov around in the later stages. He started being more relentless to the body. Going head to head with Madrimov once Madrimov's feet started going flat-footed rather than bounced. And then precision shots to the body, precision shots on the inside to the head, short straight rights, short hooks that were landing and starting to take control and legitimately getting to Madrimov in terms of consistency. Because he walked him down. That's going to happen. Canelo, we know he can do it. Absolutely. We know Canelo can do it and fight back. But to be able to fight back against a threat that you are comfortable with is what Boots can provide. Some familiarity with what it's like to be in there when Crawford does indeed inevitably go and flip that switch and start trying to be the aggressor like he's always wanted to do and always has done in every fight of his career. Every single time. Nearly every time. At some point in time, he has gone through and said, okay, we putting pedal to the metal. It's time for me to be a dog. And to be a dog, you got to go into the trenches. And he wants to be in the trenches. He's from the trenches. And he fights like it in the best way possible. Boots can give Canelo a semblance of that. He can. And that's what makes it so interesting. Yeah, that's what makes it so interesting. Let me see. Jermell Charlo also used his champion reset status. Will be back against a Bass neck. Wait, hold on. He got announced. Wait a second. Hold on. Time out. I did not see that. Did Charlo get announced for a new fight? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second. Is it all right? Dang it, I typed in the wrong Charlo. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm looking this up now. I want to make sure I got this right. Has he been? He's got another fight? All right, shoot. Dang. I did not know. I was not aware. I was not aware. Oh, Jermell. Oh, Jermell. Ah, okay. My bad. Okay, so it's Jermell that you're talking. Okay, yes, thank you. I'm sorry. I keep getting them confused because they look so similar. I do apologize. I do apologize. And again, I had heard of Hernandez. I had watched him before. That brother, he's good. He's good. He's really good. And it can help with that in the trenches type of work. He can. I'm not saying he's as good as Boots, but he's good. Canelo's got a very good established stable. If you need four guys to help you emulate or get a sense of different aspects of Crawford, he's got fairly good people helping him out with it. But let me see. Talk FSD, what's good with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. So glad that you're here with us on today. Salute to you, my brother. How you doing? Or sister, appreciate you tuning in to the show. All my brothers and sisters, everybody that's here in the chat, we appreciate you coming in for the ride with us today. Appreciate the take, great common sense and logical. I mean, I'm glad you like it. If you don't, it's perfectly fine. Like I said, I still want to hear from you all about your reaction to this whole news with him spark. I want to hear your thoughts as well, because this is it's a lot of people changing their reactions, or all of a sudden feeling like, so I saw some people saying that Crawford, this fight's done. There's no way that Crawford can win. It's gotten that volatile for some people looking at this fight, with Boots now being one of the key characters helping Canelo with this whole saga. And so I do want to hear what you all had to say on it. Let's see, if Boots doing this to Canelo, imagine what he gonna do to Virgil.
Hey, look at this! We got some problems here. We got some problems here.
This is why. This comment right here is all. This is all we wanted. All of this, and again, it's a side conversation. Still needs to be had. All of this that we're seeing, Canelo's odds swelling up from the likes of Boots and taking some actual damage while Boots is looking clean as day from a legitimate sparring session. Brother, all this just bubbles up the anxiety of what the fans want to see from Boots, because, brother, if you're doing that to Canelo, we can definitely see you go against 154 and be great. Y'all thought I was crazy when I said that the bigger he gets, the stronger he gets as a fighter, and the better he can be as a fighter. Again, this is sparring. I completely understand. I get that. But it ain't every day that people do good work against greats like Canelo in spar. Especially coming up again from 154. Mind you, Boots currently is a full-fledged 154-pounder. Relinquished the belts and everything. Same division Canelo's from. Boots is coming up from 154, fighting against Canelo, who's 168, most likely still cutting weight. Or excuse me, not cutting weight, but most likely is probably a little bit bigger than 168. Maybe like 175. And and then it's the final weight cutting and going to be at 160 potentially. Again, it's roughly a little less than a month out. And he's doing that. This is why I was saying, hey, brother, Boots is a cat that at 154, when I was saying that though it's going to be competitive, if there was anybody that could run the table, it would be Boots. This is why. Because he's doing this to all-time greats. He's giving Canelo solid work. Solid work. Sparring. Yes, it's sparring. But it's solid work. We've seen multiple stories of people that we thought were they're phenomenal. They go train with somebody else. They go spar with somebody else. They get dog walked. Yes, they're practicing. They're going through the motions, but still. There's a sense of, something serious. Bivol with Benavidez. When Bivol sparred Benavidez when Benavidez was earlier in his career. Still down at 168. I think maybe even like really early. Bivol was like, hey, brother, this cat's going to be something serious. This dude is something reckless. Like, this is ridiculous. What this cat, he's going to be insane once he really gets into his own. Sparring isn't the end all be all, but it is a sign of what's to come, what you are, and what could happen. It is. Even y'all remember the saga with Tank Davis, Devin Haney, that whole thing we're going through and leaking footage? Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. That quick second sparring session, or that quick clip of a sparring session, all of a sudden sparked up interest from the world. Hey, we want to see that fight, but that'll be a technical affair. That was off of like a minute clip. Yes, it don't tell the whole story, but it is indicative of a signal to something. Because we've seen that countless times before, and we've heard it said about fighters countless times before. So I'm like, hey man, there's a lot to this. There is a lot to it. Let me see. Var Greenhill, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. What you got to say on this today? I agree. I don't think we've seen Canelo this focused for a fight since the second fight with Canelo. No, I don't think we have. Because you have to understand, the bigger issue with this is, what if Canelo loses? We have to understand that's on the table. That's on the table for this. If Canelo loses this fight, oh my gosh. My goodness. This is a incredibly damaging blow. Not from the sense of, oh, not from the sense of, you lost because you lost to a great fighter, but you did lose to a brother coming up from 154. Well, after avoiding Dave Benavidez all this time, with your last 5 fights being under scrutiny, because of the lack of real volatility in talent that you were going up against, with Ryder, Munguia, Charlo, Skull, it wasn't pretty. Berlanga, it wasn't pretty for a lot of people. Wasn't. But got out of flack for a reason. If he loses to Terrence Crawford, yes, it'll be one of the greatest upsets we've ever seen. And it'll be against somebody who is indeed a all-time great. But oh my gosh. Brother, he would have, again, backed himself into a corner. Now Benavidez is truly unavoidable because, well, if Crawford can beat you, there's no way that you can't say that Benavidez isn't anything for you. And there also isn't any way for a lot of people to get back into that conversation of the Chavez's, the Salvador Sanchez's, to eclipse it for a lot of fans. That's his main goal. Not just making money, but he also is about the legacy of chasing Julio Cesar Chavez and usurping him. Chasing Salvador Sanchez and usurping him. He loses this, like I've said countless times, that window could close for the vast majority of the population to put him above those people if he loses this fight. And it would be a big hit for him. It'll be a huge hit. So he understands the ramifications. Absolutely. Let me see. Boots training with Canelo. Possible reason why Boots hasn't fought as much lately. That I see. It's possible. But I don't think so. It's possible, but I'm not sure. Because if I remember correctly, Boots had an opportunity to fight with Tio. Had an opportunity to fight with Virgil. Had like 3 fights potentially set up before Lima. Or during the whole negotiations with Lima. And a lot of stuff with Boots kind of just fell apart. And it was more so because it was playing the Willie Woning game of will he move up or will he move back down or will he stay at 147. You gonna fight Brian Owen Jr. or you gonna relinquish the belts? He fought Stanionis. Was he gonna move up after that? He said he was going to move up after Shukajan, but didn't do it either at that point. And so it was a lot of will he, won't he, to some degree. I don't think it's because of sparring with Canelo that has made this happen. Because I don't think this would be what? I think with them sparring just started. And like they recently reached out to Boots. And over the last, whenever that picture was posted, he actually trained with them. But I don't think, I can't say for certain that that's been the reason why he's been holding back from fighting as consistently. Plus, before we saw anything with sparring, he had signed with Lima. So like this, if these pictures are indeed a 1-to-1 timeline of when he's been sparring Canelo, then he sparred Canelo after signing the fight with Lima. And so we're saying, wait a minute now. Oh, shoot. Well, no, actually, no. I take that back. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Let me correct myself because I'm wrong. Let me correct myself because I'm wrong. Because we didn't know this was happening before all this stuff with Lima. We did. Because it was, who was it? It was Lamont Roach saying earlier, and we covered this. It was Lamont Roach saying earlier that Boots was sparring with Canelo. It was. That happened a couple months ago. Yep. It was. You're right. It was Lamont Roach. It was Lamont Roach that said roughly 3 months ago. And we had covered it on this very show. And I completely forgot. It was Lamont Roach that said months ago that Boots was sparring with Canelo. We didn't see any pictures. We didn't see no footage at that point in time. It was just his word and his word alone. We had covered it. We were all excited. Oh, this is true. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh, this is true. This is real. We didn't have any tangible proof. Only the word of Lamont. But nothing from anybody else's camp said anything to contradict it. So it was just speculation. But no, I was wrong. I forgot. But I got it right now. Ooh, I got it right. I almost made myself look like a fool. Because I almost forgot we had talked about it before. But we had talked about it before. So yes, Boots and Canelo had been sparring for months. Had been working together for months. Which is why. Where is it? Might have been, maybe this is truer than we thought, of Boots, the reason why it was taking so long to take fights. Now, granted, we didn't know, we were still valid in our critiquing of what are you going to do, Boots, where are you going to fight, what move you going to make, are you going to commit to something? We were still waiting on that. The concern of his stock dropping because of lack of activity, that was still valid. Your career is still the most important thing. Regardless of who you're helping, it is still you that is not putting a course of action that is making people antsy, like we were talking about. So this fight with Lima, when it finally got announced, some people were frustrated, but they were at least saying, at least it was something. At least we finally got some concrete evidence of what you're going to do with all the hustle and bustle of what's going to happen or not happen with Boots. But potentially, yes, this could have been a valid reason as to why all of that stuff was going along. Though it wasn't helped that Boots was also giving mixed signals about what he was going to do and when. And a lot of unpredictability, like we had covered throughout the weeks. But regardless of which, we're here now. Thankfully, we're here now. Let me see. OG Blaze, how's it going? Good to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. Do you think Boots a sellout or off coat? And I'm glad you brought this up because this is what I wanted to delve into really. This is what I really wanted to talk about. The off code, the selling out, you're a discredit to your people. Essentially, you messing up for the black man. What's wrong with you? Why are you helping out the enemy? And when you got a black brother chasing greatness and you over here going through the motions of trying to be Uncle Tom, what the world? How dare you? The struggle that we've seen, we got a code. We got to stick together. You can't be helping it when one of your own are trying to achieve greatness. You're supposed to be helping him. The world's wrong with you. You're going into enemy territory. You're trying to stifle the brotherhood. What was that? What was the what was the thing? It was Damian Wayne. Well, I forget the name of the character. But he had a character on what was that show? I can't remember the show's eluding me. But there was a show. Was it Living Color? I think it might have been Living Color. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, it might have been Living Color. Damon Wayne had a character where he was in jail, and the brother was reading was supposed to be some highly educated black brother who was. No, I think the character's name was Brother Man. Damon Wayne played a character called Brother Man on Living Color, and the brother was in jail, and he'd be saying all this eloquent stuff about the black plight, the black struggle, black excellence, misusing words left, right, and center. See, the brotherhood is something that can't be encapsulated by the emancipation of the of the oligarchy, of the hierarchy, of the of the stablemate of the black community. And it would be something like that. It was insane. It was so funny. It was so funny watching. But that type of rhetoric is being said about Boots training with Canelo. We got to put that to bed, brothers. We got to put that to bed. This ain't no off-code issue. This ain't a situation where this brother is going and being a traitor. He ain't being a traitor. I mean, like, shoot. This brother ain't going in and taking the legs out from under the black man. It ain't like that. It's not like that at all. Again, like I said at the start of this whole thing, there's literally only one brother that we know in boxing that has as close to the ability to emulate a good chunk of what Crawford can do, though it's not to the same degree. And that's Boots. That's the whole reason why we wanted to see that fight. Because we've been saying for years, Boots can do a lot of the similar stuff that Crawford can do. And most boxers, they can't do that. This ain't bad. This ain't the brother undercutting the brother. We ain't trying to go through and hold our people back. Good gosh, this cat is not going back on a slave ship to help out Massa go through and brown everybody up. This ain't like that. This isn't Django Unchained and Samuel L. Jackson going through and saying everything under the sun, helping them. This ain't like that. This is legitimate. That this is the only buddy that Canelo can get. And we've seen this before. We can spin it on its head. If Canelo, or if somebody was able to emulate Canelo of Mexican descent, and they trained with Crawford, are they messing up their people? Huh? Are they going through and are they doing Canelo and the Mexican population a disservice? Are they going that route? Would it be if hypothetically Virgil Ortiz, who's already sparred with Canelo before, has been in the ring with him? If Virgil Ortiz went through and fought the likes of Crawford and spar to help out Crawford get prepared for Canelo, is all of a sudden is that him being a traitor? Is that him messing up? Is that him being a discredit to his people? You can never say Viva Mexico again. It's not like that. It's not like that. Even Canelo himself, with whatever code was trying to pop up with how he dealt with the Mexican population, he broke it. Y'all remember when Canelo said he would never fight a Mexican because he was trying to uplift his people? We're all trying to come together. And this is when talks with David Benavidez. Lo and behold, he goes and fights Jaime Munguia. The world. All of a sudden, it's good for him to fight him. All of a sudden, that ain't contradictory. All of a sudden, hey, it's just business. All of a sudden, it's a young cat going through and helping out. It's an old line teaching a young line how to fight. Crazy enough, he popped later on in his career into the Jaime Munguia, but even still, was that bad? Was that horrible, or was that us saying, hey, we wanted to see the fight and the fight happened, and there was nothing bad about two Mexicans fighting against each other? We loved it. They do a credit to them by going through and fighting, because it puts on the best of display. And everybody get to see the true warrior spirit of the Mexican style. It's phenomenal. With Boots fighting Canelo, this ain't the brother going through and being the scythe to cut the legs from the black man. This ain't like that. It's not. If Canelo wants the best chance to win, there's no way you couldn't have Boots. There's no way. And it's like, it's outrage that doesn't belong and that shouldn't be. Because if that's the case, then any brother, y'all should hold it. Hey, y'all should hold the same weight. Wait, let me pull up the pic. If y'all are going like that with Boots, y'all should hold the same weight for Hernandez. Hernandez is also training with Canelo. Don't forget that if you want to hold people against each other, Hernandez is doing it. He's training with Canelo. I think there was another picture that had like 4 of them, like a whole bunch of black people helping out Canelo. Are all of them pulling the rug from the black man's from under the black man's feet? Are they all compromising their code, their persona, their person, their people by doing this? No, they're not. This has happened throughout the years. Throughout the years, it's happened. There's no, people are trying to make this something that it's not. People are trying to make this an aspect of race that it really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But it's a shame. I'm telling you, it's a shame. But it's what's happening, man. But it's nothing bad about it. It's nothing bad. If I would be, like I said, I didn't think he was gonna get Boots in sparring. Though again, Lamont Welch said it happened 3 months ago. We were all wanted to see some proof. We got proof there. But if we wanted to see Canelo really take this fight seriously, yeah, no kidding, he would get Boots to spar with him. If he really wants to be about, he would have to. Because if not, he's doing himself a disservice. Absolutely. Also, Ninja, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in to the show. Appreciate you tuning in. Let me see. You're supposed to be helping. You're supposed to be helping the brother man, not the other man. Yeah. That's how it is. You're supposed to be helping your kind is the only kind that you need to be kind to. That's it. That's how some people think it. And it's like, no. Mind you, I'm black. And I ain't trying to be a sellout. I ain't trying to be Uncle Tom. But we got to get out the mode of turning stuff into things that it's not. We got to get out that mode. We have to. Because if we don't, my gosh, if that's the case, that then applies to everybody. No race can help out no race. No people can help out no other people. But if in a way got anybody that wasn't Japanese to help him in training for Marlon Tapales, mind you, who's an aggressive brother, who takes some semblances of Mexican style as part of his game plan. All of a sudden, if in a way we trained with anybody, Roman Cardenas, if he trained with him to help him out, and he beat the brother, then that'd be problematic. If he got, or better example, if he got anybody of the same ethnicity or race as MJ, Ahmad Ali, all of a sudden, how dare you? It's a cascading effect that will hurt consistently all the time, because then everybody can't do anything. And that's ridiculous. Sparring has always been about you need people different than you to help you be better. That's the whole point of sparring. That's the whole point of sparring. You got to choose people that might not look like you, don't come from the same culture, because guess what? They fight in the way that your opponent's fighting. And you need them. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. It's frustrating. It's so frustrating. It is. Oh Lord, I just don't understand. I just don't get it, because it is, to some degree, it's fake outrage. Let's be real. To some degree, it's fake outrage. To some degree, it's fake outrage, because it's like we've seen people. Excuse me. We've seen people praise other people for doing some of the same stuff, and all of a sudden now it's malpractice. All of a sudden now it's, it doesn't make sense. I guarantee you, if Canelo can find somebody, if Crawford can find somebody that is Mexican, that can fight like Canelo, he gonna use them. Just like with Canelo using boots. If there's a blueprint out there that can actually help me, but I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. I think being off code is stopping them from making I think being off code is stopping them from making. I think being off code is stopping them from making their money. It's like it, and there shouldn't be. And let me be clear: this should not be a code that needs to be followed, because this isn't something that is damaging, or disrespectful, or unhealthy, or problematic. But if this code was indeed indicative, they would be worse fighters. And by they, I mean any race would be worse fighters for it. They would. You mean to tell me that as a black man, if I go and help out an opponent who, mind you, my op is Crawford, but it's not of ill will, I'm trying to help out the opponent. It's just, hey, they paying me good money to help spar. I get a chance to spar with one of the greatest of all time, learn some things. No kidding, I'm gonna take that opportunity. But it's not terrible, or it's not bad. And it's not bad if somebody from the other side goes and helps out the likes of Crawford. And we acted like Crawford and Boots were two peas in a pot. We acted like Crawford and Boots are we acting like Crawford and Boots are Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson. How dare you go through and go against training with an opponent that's fighting your best friend, or the buddy that you said you got a lifelong bond with? How dare you? That's a code. Okay, I can get mad at that. That's different. But this, with folks that ain't got no ties to each other, I don't understand the need to all of a sudden hold this as, Boots, you are out of order. How dare? What the world? That just goes down a rabbit hole to some degree. That goes down a bad rabbit hole. Next thing you know, we start talking about Dr. Umar. Next thing you know, we start going down Dr. Umar rap. Huh? What's it? What's this thing? Black Queens Forever what? Y'all know that whole Black Queens Forever what? Black Queens Forever what? We start going down that well. And that's problematic as well. With this foolish self. Going through, still ain't built that school. We've been funding that thing for 15. He been funding that school since I was in college. Since I was in high school. And that brother still ain't built a doggone thing yet. And he dating white women. So nah, this isn't me putting out accusations. All of this is documented. So no, We're not going to Dr. Umar route on this. We ain't. Lord knows we ain't doing that. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Lord knows we ain't doing that at all. Let me see. OG Blaze, I guess we got a doppelganger in the works. But how you doing nonetheless? Good to see you. Duplicates and clones, all are welcome here. All we care about is you wanting to enjoy and listen to the show. No question about it. Let me see. They're two up. Yeah, people ain't know that. People ain't know that. They just overlook. There's another black brother also helping Canelo. But Boots is the problem. You see, selective outrage. And that alone shows you it is not conducive or valid in these claims. This is a fight that Canelo understands. If he loses this, brother, it's going to be bad. Fairly bad. And so now, I just don't vibe with it. Just me. You may feel differently. I'm not gonna fight you, but it's just me. But let me come in. Boots training with Canelo will make Boots undisputed advantage. And I hope, Lord knows I hope. I don't want to see Boots become a what if type of fighter. And if he can get this type of experience, I have no issue with that. Because it can ultimately make him a better fighter, hypothetically. And it can cause him to potentially see, hey, if I can hold my own and do this against Canelo in spar, yeah, maybe I do need to start speeding up my process and going about trying to get these fights that we need to have happen. Maybe I don't need 2 tune-ups anymore. Now that I've been training with Canelo, sparring with Canelo. Once I see what I can do against him, okay, I can do one. After Lima, yeah, I can take on Virgil Ortiz. I can take on Boacek. I can take on all of them. We hope that gives him the confidence and the drive to go through and start pushing the pace. We hope. Lord knows we hope. Because I want to see it happen. I do want to see it happen because it's oh gosh, oh my goodness. I just don't want him to be a product of he just didn't do enough. I don't want another tank situation happen, or he waits around too long and potentially we never get to see the best version of Boots that we have against all the other competitive competition because waiting around. I just don't want to see that. I just don't want to see it. Let me see. Yeah, and Boots and Bud aren't even friends, they're rivals. And it's, yeah, that's what I'm saying. This ain't even a code of, oh, you know, y'all are tight and all of a sudden you gonna do this, stab in the back by helping them beat you, but you're supposed to be buddy with them. This ain't even like that. This is just, this fight is too big to not take whatever resource you can possible. And and I'm gonna be real, this is the first time I've ever heard of people having problems with somebody sparring somebody. Outside of somebody went too hard in sparring, somebody broke sparring code of leaking footage, not keeping what happens in sparring stays in sparring, doing something dirty, cutting up somebody, all that. This is the first time I heard people get mad at somebody taking a sparring session. It's the first time. It's the first time ever. At least for me. Some of y'all been around longer. So I don't get it. Because what I understood as sparring code was completely different from what the world. Let me get my monitor real quick. Hold on. What's this? I'm trying to make sure nothing going on. Okay, yeah, we good. But like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And it seems like it's just people upset because they upset. People, and you know what? Actually, I'm going to save that because I was about to say something. I'm going to say that for something else before we keep on going. But let me see. Saucer, hey, brother. Glad you're here, man. So glad you tuned into the show. Leave a like on the stream since you are here. Keep on sharing the show. Keep on commenting. Like I said, it's going to be a shorter show than usual. Just to be clear, like I said before, because I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do to getting the prep and all this. I had to take time to do it. Handling some stuff behind the scenes. Guys trying to get some stuff together. But We're still going to make it still a qualitative show, no question about it. But we're going to go to the championship rounds a little bit earlier. Let me just read these last couple chats, and then we're going to go through. But appreciate you turning in, Salsa, and please keep on sharing the show, and keep on subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure to hit the notification bell so you know whenever we post right here on YouTube, so you never miss a show right here on The Watch What, the hottest show in all the globe. Yes, sir. You can't get no better in this community, and you can't get no better than the Welch Report. No question about it. Let me see. The Boots news is overshadowing the Tank and Jake fight. Well. So it's not overshadowing it, but it is a welcome. I'm going to say this. It's not bigger than that. Because this is, honestly, it's people making a stupid problem out of nothing. But it is a nice reprieve from the Tank and Jake situation. Thank gosh we got something else to discuss. Because I got sick and tired of talking about Tank and Jake. I'm not going to lie. Again, we were dealing with this. We were getting ready to move on from Tank. Then this happens with Jake Paul. Everything bubbles up again. I went on y'all got to see my whole show. 3 hours of some people call it a roast session. I just called it critiquing, valid critiquing. But it was like we weren't trying to drag on Tank. It became undeniable. And again, sadly, this before this week is over, I promise you, that news with Boots and Canelo is gonna blow over. Cause the same thing happened when it initially got told by Lamont Roach to the public that he, in terms of Boots, was training with Canelo. Remember, Lamont Roach said this over Twitter roughly 3 months ago, if not further back, and we covered it on this channel. A week after, or before the weekend, that news was gone. That same thing's gonna happen now. I promise you, that fight with Jake Paul and Tank is still going to be some of the most dominant news cycle that we have. It's going to be right up there neck and neck with the likes of this fight with Canelo and Crawford. Sadly, it's going to be. I don't want it to be the case, but it's going to happen. They're too close to over, and I hate it. I despise it. Be clear. I despise it. Because of what we want to say about Jake Paul helping the sport with putting eyes on it, helping women get the biggest paydays ever, get a full-blown card, elevating the likes of Bumgarner, elevating the likes of Amanda Serrano through MVP promotions. I have no issue with that. I got no issue with helping people get their name out, helping boxers and athletes get paid. I ain't got a problem with that. But the through lane of him as a boxer is what I despise and hate. And my concern is after he loses, he's going to lose at some point. After he loses, will he keep up with the same thing? Will he keep, with him being in charge of MVP promotions, will this be consistent with his pushing to be a legitimate promoter and keep the same good work that he's done? Because I can hate the main event that he's always in, but the cards that he's always put on, hey, they've been respectable. I can say that. He's been putting on every Jake Paul card has not been a bad undercard. It's been work all the time. It is the aftermath of the main event that I wish he was just gone. I don't need that. I don't want that. Once he does lose, will that consistency as a promoter, still pushing women's boxing, still making it so that fighters are getting deals and getting fights and getting promoted as big stars, putting his real feet to the fire to make this sport better like he kept on saying that he wants to do. And not letting MVP promotions go through and fall into the abyss once he is out of the picture as a fighter who is the fighter for that stable. Because that's it. Because he understands as long as he wins, this thing can keep on going. If he loses, will he still put in the work? Because once he loses, nobody's going to pay for him no more. But will he still make it so that people want to pay for everybody else that is signed with him? I don't want another Don King. That bum, that schmuck, that absolute, terrible, despicable, worm-like person from the standpoint of actions, stealing hundreds of millions of dollars. Adrian Broner, again, it's broke again. And who do you work with? Don King. But he's a leech in the worst way possible. I don't want Jake Paul to be that once he's done with boxing as a fighter. And take his ball and go home. If you're going to build this, be this. And if not, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Let me see. Fight Buzz. Hey, brother. Hey, man. Yo. What's good? How you doing? I'm so glad you're back. I ain't seen you in a minute. I'm glad you got to tune in to the show. We appreciate you joining in on the live for today. What you got to say? Let me see. Love the show, man. Glad I got to tune in, listen while I work. Well, hey, man, I'm glad. I'm happy. I hope you keep on listening, and we're going to keep on making this entertaining. In fact, we're about to go into the championship rounds right now. I got 3 more chats that I'm going to read, and then I'm going to go into the championship rounds. We're going to let y'all go and control the rest of the show, what y'all got to say for 30 minutes to an hour. But let me go back through real quick. Let me see. Greenhill, didn't Jared Anderson help Fury for Wilder, but people didn't say he broke code? Yes. Thank God you brought that up. Thank goodness. Yes. Yes, he did. But he didn't break up. And Joe Joyce has helped out some people. In terms of that would have been criteria for breaking code. He would have. Shoot. Moses Atalma has trained with some of the, and coming up, has trained with some of the best boxers in the world. And he black. Is that breaking code too? I think he's, I read some report that earlier on he had been able to train with the likes of Fury. Early. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if that is indeed true, was that breaking code? Huh? Was that breaking code? Because it is a ridiculous sentiment that people are trying to bring up that are still, that they're trying to bring a problem that is not a problem. And it's the craziest thing. It doesn't make any sense, yet still it's a problem that they're trying to force that doesn't actually exist in this regard. There's plenty of other actual issues that come about. That this does not need to be one of them. That is, again, fake outrage. You ain't even care when it's other people doing the same thing. Why? Because it ain't a fighter that's big enough in name or hated enough or even like, or just popular enough in general for people to be like, oh yeah, this can apply now. Again, it's selective outrage, like I said before, that should not exist. But again, we keep seeing in boxing, something's always going to come up. Something's always going to happen. Somebody's always got something to say. And people try to have an aura of superiority. Yeah, I'm doing what a brother should do. When if you were doing what a brother should do, this wouldn't be like that. It wouldn't be. It would be. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yet still, it exists nonetheless. It's so frustrating. Let me see, Mouthpiece. Salute to you. How you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in to the show. So glad you're here with us on today. We've had a lot of people in the chat. This is great. This is phenomenal. Hey, I'm loving it. I do love it. And I am excited for it. Don King ripped off Tim Witherspoon. Boy, Tyson, Witherspoon, and many people before that and afterwards. It's a frustrating sentiment. It's so, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. And it's, oh boy. Don't get me started on Don King, man. Don't, because it will get me going. It will get me going. In fact, before I even start raging, let me go on and do what we were supposed to do before, and let's jump into the championship rounds, shall we? Yes, it's time to go and work and make this show your own. You got 30 minutes to an hour to go through and talk about whatever you want to discuss in the world of boxing or beyond, whether it's the NFL, NBA, sports, movies, television, anime, video games, whether it's in the boxing world, stuff we didn't get to talk about, like with fights that got announced recently, like with news that maybe we didn't get to cover, debates or questions that you want to have that we can discuss right now. I'm all for it. It's all up to you, and we'll give you a chance to shine and make the world your oyster and have your opportunity known for the land to be able to see and recognize. So I'm all for it. No question. Let me see. As I got my people in the chat, Moses is half what? Really? He got a Slovakian mother. I did not know that. Wow. I did not know that. That is news to me. I knew he was from Britain, but I didn't know he had he was half, is it Slovenian? Slovakian? I didn't know he was half Slovakian. That is new. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, let me tell you something, buddy. He making his parents and people proud. Cause buddy, that cat can fight with the best of them. And while we're in the championship rounds, real quick, as a quick side note, since we are talking about Moses Talma currently right now, just as the topic of, the topic that came up. Hey, we're getting closer and closer to potentially that fight with Usyk and Talma. I'm getting a sneaky suspicion that, brother, that might actually happen. That might actually happen. Yes, we see Tyson Fury training in training video. In fact, I can pull it up right now for the world to be able to see. We see Tyson Fury training in the gym again. Looking to go through and prepare to return after what? It's been what? A year? Has it been 2 years since Fury been out the ring? I think it's been 1 or 2. I can't remember. As we can see right here, with him actually training and doing what Fury, he's looking to get back. He's looking to get back in these sets. His light work looks a little bit bigger than the last one. But apparently, he said he was retired. I might tell him retirement and he was done from the standpoint of if he's gone, doing the documentary. Done for sure. Now all of a sudden, we actively moving back in. Yes, this fight with him versus Usyk is still absolutely on the table in light of Usyk knocking out Dubois. But if we don't get it, and if the talks with Joseph Parker and Alexander Usyk fail, Talma, though we may say he ain't ready, people gonna say he's ready enough. And the brother might just get a shot at the title. And might just push through and get that. It's time. 20 years old. Second youngest. It'll be either the second or the third youngest heavyweight champion in history. Only under Floyd Patterson and Muhammad Ali. Ushering the next era of heavyweight. Ending the dominant reign of Alexander Usyk. Jump-starting your own reign as the next great heavyweight in boxing history. At least for the next era. The story writes itself. The fan base is there. The knockout with Dillian White has made a lot of people a believer. Though, again, context, Dillian White wasn't, again, older, yes, but still, toughest test, you pass it like that. Hey, you flutter along to even the loftiest of goals may have thought. That it's a possibility. It's a legitimate thing that can happen. But let me keep on reading what you all got to say as we are in the championship rounds. So I want to hear from you all on what you got to say. Let me see. MS, what's good? How you doing? Good to see you. What you got to say on the show today? Last time Canelo KO'd a black fighter was 10 years ago. James Kirkland with Bud 4-inch reach advantage, a solid jab, better IQ. Should be easy work for Bud. All 12. Well, it's not going to be easy work. I'm going to say that right now. Let's put that to bed. It ain't going to be easy work. It ain't going to be easy work. Crawford has never faced off against somebody as smart and physically gifted as Canelo. Mind you, Canelo's faced off against people with a bigger size advantage than the likes of Canelo versus Crawford. He's faced off again. He fought at light heavyweight. He's fought against Callum Smith and others. He's fought against people that are bigger, longer, taller than the likes of Terrence Crawford. And he's been able to beat him. It ain't just because, it's just been all size. He's faced off against bigger obstacles from a size perspective before. And he's been able to beat them with legitimate talent. And not just power. It is the IQ is where Canelo lacks in this fight. And I don't say that as he's dumb. I think Crawford is a smarter fighter and is a more skillful fighter at this stage. But also, Canelo is right there with being elite and physically looks to be the more gifted fighter for this particular fight at 168. From the detrimental perspective of size, power, durability, and all brands physical outside of speed and footwork. That's where it ain't gonna be an easy night. But brother, it's gonna be a great night. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. And I think I need to show you all a picture of what Crawford looks like now that he's cut or started to cut some of that weight. Because mind you, we have reported he was 186 a couple of months ago. He started to cut that down. And we got some new pictures of what he looks like. And we're going to bring him up on this show if I can find him. Because I thought I had him, but I don't have him. But we gonna pull him back up. And we can delve into those as well. But let me see, a Fury back? Yeah, no, he's for real. For real, Fury is back. Though we didn't think, we thought he was done. He's looking to make a comeback, and he's trying to get back with Usyk. If it ain't Usyk, he may just say, nah, forget it. But if it is Usyk, yeah, he in the gym for real. He in the gym for real, and he actually trying to get back there. AJ needs to fight. Fury needs to fight AJ already. Yo, AJ needs to fight Wilder, and Fury needs to fight AJ. We need to go on and get that out the way right now. We need to get that done so we can have that finished. We can finally close the book on that triangle of heavyweights and just have an answer for who will win, because they've been around each other for so long. Mind you, Wilder ducked Joshua because he got over $100 million deal to fight Anthony Joshua. Turned that down and then got, I think, a bigger deal afterwards to fight Joshua. And then he turned that down for the rematch with the likes of, Fury. But somewhere around, at some point in time, he got offered the fight with AJ twice. The second time, I think, eclipsed $100 million. Well over. But he didn't do it. And he should have taken that fight. But he didn't. It's so frustrating. So we need to go on and get that fight done. And AJ and Fury could have happened with the two. It would have been the biggest heavyweight clash in boxing history. For the biggest British heavyweight clash in boxing history. Let me rephrase it. The biggest British heavyweight boxing fight in history would have been AJ and Fury if they had fought each other when they were both undefeated, when they were both reigning, and when they both were dominant as fighters. That's all we wanted to see. So now just get it over with, so we can finally have an answer. I like Moses as a person as a boxer. Yeah, I do too. He's a great brother. Floyd Patterson was hugely underestimated. He was, because he beat everybody with speed. Now again, heavyweights back then, yes, more technical and all that stuff. He was taking a litany of great fighters around that era. But Floyd was one of the fastest heavyweights in history. Like, bar none, genuine. One of the fastest and most aggressive heavyweights we've ever seen. His style, again, that peekaboo style, he was one of the few people that perfected that. Again, Tyson perfected it. But before Tyson, Floyd Patterson made that thing viable and had it perfected up to a certain degree. And he was insane. He was ridiculous. Ridiculous as a fighter. Oh my gosh. Love it. I love it. I'll go back and watch him fight, because the speed of his hooks and that gazelle hook that he would throw. Oh my gosh. Thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty, I'm telling you. So I had Canelo unanimous decision, but closer fight approaches. I'm confused. Bud looks in a confident mood. Bud looks confident because he understands. Like he said earlier in the build up to this fight, when this was even possible, he doesn't think he can beat most people at 168. Benavidez is too big. Light heavyweight's too big. Most fighters up at this weight class, Crawford said this himself, they're too big for him. He can't do that. But he knows if I'm pushing myself beyond my limit, the one brother I know I can take is Canelo Alvarez. He genuinely feels it. Regardless of what we may think that is ludicrous or not, he actively believes and has admitted that I can't beat everybody. But brother, I can beat him. And he knows it. He sees it. He was this confident with Errol Spence, remember? When all of this stuff was happening with Errol Spence and them saying that Errol Spence was going to walk through him. He had the same level of confidence. Had the same air of, I know what's going to happen. Had this same demeanor of, no, this ain't what you think. This is not what you think it's going to be. You better watch out. Because this isn't what, it ain't sweet over here like you think it is. Now again, it could be wrong. He could win or he could lose. Excuse me, he could lose, absolutely. And all this bravado could be for naught, and he lost the fight. Okay, fine. That happens. I ain't got no issue with it. But I'm telling you, he ain't walking into this. Every fight he has taken, he's never ducked. And even this fight, he has self-admitted the limitations. So he isn't putting on a fake facade that, yeah, I'm just that bad that I can beat anybody. He has said publicly, I can't beat most people at this weight class or beyond. But I know I can beat this one brother in Canelo. It ain't just about the payday. It's about the legitimate thing. Because there ain't never been a fight. I'm not actively looking to go and stamp my place and do work. Ain't one. Ain't been one. We've never said that Crawford has compromised himself with these. We never. You know why? Because he does. He does. That's not him. That is not him at all. As I'm trying to get this. I'm not even sitting. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a second. I'm not even centered. Shoot. No wonder I was looking funny. Okay. Are we back? Am I back to center? I should be. There we go. Okay. We're back now. But there's never been a fight that he's taken that he's compromised himself or done an easy way out. But it's always been because he actively knew, brother, I'm better than you and I can beat you. And you are one of them ones that is good. And I got you. This is that same type of situation. He may fail, but he ain't about to go after this and all of a sudden try to fight everybody else at 168. But he knows he can fight against Canelo. And he can beat him over anybody else. He can beat him over anybody else. And he genuinely feels it. And then regardless of this, I think he's coming back down to 154. And they're going to keep on trying to fight. Genuinely, I do. Genuinely, I do. Let me go in. Imagine Crawford comes out to chin Canelo. Like, imagine. And again, it's hard to believe because, 154, 168 was one of the greatest chins we've seen in boxing history. And Canelo Alvarez. It's tough for me to say that Crawford can put him down. It really is. Yes, it's a partridge chance, but it's almost impossible for me to think that Crawford can rock him. But what's not impossible is to do what Bebo did. Get his respect. That's not impossible. Get his respect. And that's where this thing comes into play. Can Crawford get Canelo's respect in punching? Can Crawford get his respect in being able to make Canelo have to think about what he's going to do? Not just walking through shots and just belligerently, yeah, I can do whatever. No, I got to actually be mindful about what's coming back at me. And not just worry that, yeah, I'm too big to fail. Literally. If he can do that, and he can, because of his countering ability, because of his precision power, just like we saw with Errol Spence Jr., he can make it happen. He can absolutely, I think he can do that. And if he can do that, he can win this fight. Boots being in, let me see. Boots being in camp with Canelo. That guy Lima is in, he's in major trouble. If Boots learns, because see, here, here's the thing. You have to understand, and this is important. Where's it? There we go. It's important. What Boots is going to learn from Canelo is how to maximize your size to your advantage. He's going to learn. That's what's going to make him a killer. He's going to learn, not just defensively. Hey, if you're big and you can take shots, how do you make it so that you are a tank that is impenetrable and unhurtable? With, again, understanding and learning the art of catch and shoot. But also, with Canelo, using his size and his power and his strength, what is it that he does to maximize the weight of what he is as a fighter? And not just the physical weight, but the latent power within him. What is it that he does to maximize and fully put that to the best of use in the most efficient way possible? He's going to learn that. And he's going to be better for it. And with as big as Boots ENNIS is already, as he's moving up now to 154, that's going to be scary. That's going to be scary. I mean, it almost doesn't matter who wins. Just being able to get both pound for pound IQs in the same square circle is worth it. And that's where people need to recognize it. You're absolutely right. Bigger than the fight itself. How often do we get to see two people that we recognize as being this dominant in their careers fighting against each other? We don't. Like we don't. This level of chess that can be played, it's not common that we get it in divisions, let alone just in boxing as a whole. Normally it's one guy being this high level and somebody else is again, a high level, but in a different regard. Both these people share a lot of the same mental traits. Though, again, I think Crawford is better from a mental perspective, from a thinking game perspective. It's still two of the best that have done work over all of boxing. Resumes that are indeed pound for pound. Insane. And they're facing off. Like this is what we want from boxing across the board. We miss it. We want it. We love it. And I'm just glad that we're getting ready to see it. It's crazy. It's a crazy fight. It's gonna be epic. Yep, it's gonna be epic. I can't wait for it. And I've been to New York, Hall, Wembley, UK. Good gosh, 6 times. Shoot. Dang. What's that like? What's it like being in Wembley Stadium with them chanting out Sweet Caroline before a big fight? That's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. I would love to see what that experience is like. I never got to go over there. Also, is it Mitchell? Is it Mitchell? Mitchell? Michael? I think whatever it is. I think it's you're gonna say Mitchell. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm saying it wrong, but whatever the case may be. What's good with you? How you doing? You got Bud in this fight. I don't blame you. Again, I have Canelo by unanimous decision, but I keep on telling you, brother, every day this fight goes by, I'm getting concerned that Crawford might be able to win. Now, with this news of Boots, it's kind of switched the pendulum a little bit for me. But still, people saying this is a wash. It's not a wash. It is not a wash for this fight. I'm telling you, I had Canelo fourth, the 10th round. And I had Canelo 4th, then 10th, then UD. Now I'll switch to Bud. It's getting insane. You had him in the 4th. Then you had him in the 10th. Then you got a unanimous decision. Now you done flip. Forget a draw. Now you got Crawford. Brother, you just go through everything. Next thing, hey, look, I guarantee you, night of the fight, watch, you gonna come here and say Crawford by knockout. You gonna switch the complete other way and say S.A. Crawford by KO. Oh, boy. Oh, man. I watched Canelo's sparring video from back in May, and that did it for me. Canelo has gotten rocked from pillar to post by Daniel Alvarez. And it's... and again, people... The decline of Canelo... And here's the crazy thing. The decline of Canelo has both been exaggerated and underestimated. That's what for this fight. That's the dichotomy of what we're witnessing with this fight right now. It's been both overestimated and underestimated for how severe and how not severe it is. People saying that there's just no shot because Canelo is just too big underestimate truly exactly how much Canelo as a fighter, from the tools that he uses and his ability, has gotten worse just by the passage of time. Though he's still elite, but it's nowhere close to 160 or the prime year of 168 Canelo, fighting Gennady Golovkin and beyond. Because of that, that's what makes this fight winnable for Crawford, because it is indeed Crawford's mental ability can outthink the ability of Canelo. And it can usurp where Canelo is right now, even with all the physical advantages still in play. It can. It can. It can, and if it is indeed that severe, it will. But at the same time, with Canelo in this fight, people saying that Crawford is going to outthink in the kingdom come are underestimating that, hey, though Canelo may not have all the tools that he used to, this cat still can go through, and even with the more restrictive ability that his body has available, it is still a thinking man's game. He can get up to the level of Terrence Crawford. He can. Because you don't get to light heavyweight from 154 and by just being so strong. You don't. Roberto Duran didn't go from 135 to 175 by just being hands of stone, though that was a product of it. The brother is one of the greatest thinking minds in the game. Leonard didn't go from 135 to 160 by just being skillful, or excuse me, by just being too fast for anybody. No. You can't be anything but great up here to do what you do, to jump that big of a gap. You can't. It's impossible. It's not possible. It is not possible. It is physically not possible to do that. Roy Jones wasn't just moving up and dominating from like 147, 154 to heavyweight without him being more than just a physical specimen. People are underestimating that with Canelo at the same time as overestimating Canelo. It's the craziest thing, because both arguments are taking one thing and devaluing it so much, and that's just not the case. This is the fact of Crawford's mind can outthink Canelo's physicality. Absolutely. And Canelo's physicality can potentially over or outmatch the mental ability of Terrence Crawford. Both those statements are true and can be factual in this fight. And at the same time, this can be a situation where Crawford's ability is great enough that even with Canelo elevating his game to the level of a Crawford can access another gear and beat him. That seventh gear, that unknown that he might have to get to have a shot at winning, that we've never seen him do it before. That is entirely possible. And at the same time, Canelo can knock out Terrence Crawford before he ever gets to that seventh gear because of the fact that he's able to think up to the level of Crawford and catch him and put him out. Because he also can think like a genius, as well as has the physical ability to go and match and outmatch what Crawford will want to do. That's how this fight really needs to be looked at. Because to try to stretch it so thin and strip it down to such a nominal degree where, one thing is going to be the only difference. That's never the case. That's never the case. But the thing that made the difference with Spence and Crawford was Crawford's countering ability. Because Spence was long, was perceived to be stronger, could dog you out, had been breaking faces, done all that stuff. But it was the thing of, can Crawford take that chance of looking to counter the left straight that nobody had been able to do in their career? Nobody had been able to do it to Spence and consistently overcome. Crawford did it. It's going to be a point in time in this fight where it's going to be won or lost based on one decision. It's going to be won or lost based on one implemented game plan. For me, how can Crawford counter the body attack? He figures that out and attacks the body in his own right. Brother, you got yourself a fight that he can win. You got yourself some trouble. You got yourself some trouble if you can hit him. If he can counter those big swinging hooks and willingly take it, it's going to be a big chance. It's going to be a big chance. It's going to be the biggest risk of his life. But if he can do what he did to Spence and counter the best shot of Canelo, which is that shot to the body, if I see that, there's a good shot. I'm saying, yeah, he's winning. But that is a near suicidal mission, because all it takes is for Canelo to switch that hook from the body to the head one time, and Crawford misjudges it. And he goes down like Edgar Berlanga. But this time he doesn't get up. It's entirely possible. And Crawford's got a great chin. Canelo's got an all-time chin. Crawford's got a great chin. He does. Without putting that out of proportion. But we know this is a different beast. The fight, just like with Errol Spence, the finite window of danger is there, and it is minuscule. But if anybody can do it, it's Terrence Crawford. If he fails at it, yeah, most likely we're going to see Canelo win. But because that window has been done before, brother, I'm telling you, you better be careful. You better be careful. Better be careful to think that this fight is going to be a wash. Because Crawford can do it. He can do it, man. He can do it. He's got, where's, let me, before I go too far, let me pull out this picture real quick of Terrence Crawford real quick to give you, before I go into this point. Where is it? Let me find it. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find this picture. Yeah, it's not that one. It was him with the shirt off that showed the full physique of what he looks like in training camp right now. Where's it at? Come on. I know it's here. There it is. Here it is, right here. Right here. as, and let me see if I can translate this real quick. Yep, this is 3 weeks out from Canelo and Crawford. So as close as possible. This is what Crawford looks like now. Cutting what he was at 185. Going down to 168. Mind you, I told you, the brother already looked swole in the picture that he looked when he was 185. In fact, I'll put a side-by-side comparison. Where's it? Come on. Come on. I had to pick. Here it is. To put it into perspective, this is there a better one? Hold on, let me see if there's a better one. Is there a full body one? I guess it's gonna be close as we can get. Yeah, it's gonna be close as we can get for the time being. This is Terrence Crawford at 185, like we had said earlier, or like we had said like less roughly a month ago. This is at 185. You see how it's, again, lighting, glistening. Yeah, it's a good photo. But we were saying then, the abs weren't poking through. It was good weight. It looked great on him. He hadn't cut down yet. But he's holding 185 well. Once he cuts, it's going to be really indicative on what he can look like and what his actual power can be. This is him before the cut. And this is him now. This type of latent power is what I was saying we need to watch out for. This ain't a fluke. This ain't a brother who's bulking up and all of a sudden is just a ballooned up weight. This ain't a Charlo situation. This man has had a year to get himself ready and properly prepare himself to translate and transfer his body and potentially his power up to 168 the right way. Because like we say with cutting weight and gaining weight all the time, if you do it right, you can go and translate it to a bigger division. Crawford's got the ability from a physical standpoint that is possible. Just like Pacquiao, just like Roberto Duran. The inexplicable ability to be dominant and carry what you are up to a higher weight. We were concerned that he couldn't carry this weight properly. I don't think that's a concern anymore. Because if you're looking, tell me, you look at this and you say Crawford isn't a full-fledged 168 pounder, at least 165. It doesn't look like, okay, yeah, it's a step too far. This is a body built not just to withstand power, but to dish it out as well. It's the same body that was ragdolling Jarrell Miller around the Saudi Arabia floor. Same body that's deadlifted 600. Mind you, at 154. At 147, excuse me. It's the same brother who has been touted as pound for pound one of the strongest people in boxing today. Unequivocally. And now he's got an opportunity, in the words of Superman, to really cut loose and let himself go against a brother who, mind you, is indeed going to be a huge monumental hill to climb. But this type of body, with his type of talent, with it fitting him, mind you, he don't look out of place. This don't look out of whack. This don't look like a body that has been pushed too far to handle what he needs to handle. This looks like a Crawford that's comfortable. This looks like a Crawford that's prepared. This looks like a Crawford that 168 is not going to be a problematic thing. but more rather it's going to be a thing that he can easily get into. And this is a body that has been molded the right way. And this is a body that, regardless of what you may think, this brother got the ability. If this translates to actual pop in his own right, not just resistance and durability, that idea of him being able to tag, counter, and hurt Canelo, it might not be as far-fetched as we may believe. It might not be as far-fetched as we may think. It might not be. I'm telling you, it might not be. It might not be at all. It legitimately can be a prospect of consideration. As we're again going through right now, trying to read the rest of you all's chats. Y'all been chatting up a storm. Great day. People forgetting Bud may drop Canelo. It's not betting realm of possibility. No, it is completely within the realm of it's an unlikely scenario. But again, countering changes a whole bunch of things. It changes a whole bunch of things. Countering changes a whole bunch of situations. Everything. Jean-Luc, where did you see Bud deadlift 600? I saw him deadlift 450. Then I had to wait wrong. That's my bad. That's my bad. The deadlifting was right. I saw the same clip, but I saw the same clip you're talking about, and I misspoke because it was 450. It wasn't 600. You know what it was? You know what it was? People gonna say, I'm capping for Bud now. I'm trying to go all out for Bud now. I'm a Bud buddy now. I'm going through. Where's your unbiased opinion, brother? What you doing? No, to be clear, I have been saying 600 for the past 3 months because I legitimately thought that clip was 600 pounds. And you know why? Because I saw the clip, but I didn't have the caption on the screen. The caption was scrolled up enough to where it was off. And I was reading the comments, and the comment said 600. And I mistook that as, oh, okay, that's what he lifted. My apologies. I knew it was something ridiculous. Everything else I said was right. Okay, Jarrell Miller did say that this brother's strong as I don't know what. He did go through and swing around Jarrell Miller when they were tussling with each other. He did deadlift over 400 pounds, yes, but it wasn't 600. I had the number wrong because I had what I thought the number was absolutely wrong. And I have been saying 600 for upwards of 3 months. That's my bad. That's my fault. Thank you for the correction. Thank you. Like I said, I ain't perfect. I'm trying to entertain. I'm trying to do the best I can. But hey, I'm wrong. I ain't got no problem anymore. It's still, he's deadlifting 400 pounds. 400 plus. That's insane. And that was, again, at between the weights of 147 and 154. At 168, with it looking comfortable, oh, it can get dangerous. And again, I wouldn't be saying that if it was just, oh, Crawford's a brawler and it's just boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah, he's going to hurt him now and all of his shots are going to take effect. No, it's because of the countering that we know Crawford can do that makes it so dangerous. Countering windows that Crawford can take advantage of are so small, yet they are the most vulnerable that any boxer can have. And he does it against people when they're doing their best work. Your best punch is his biggest window of opportunity. Your best course of offense is his best opportunity to hurt you, to counter He doesn't just counter you, and he isn't just a smart boxer that can outbox and do all this stuff. He's got the uncanny ability to take your best weapon and turn it into his biggest opportunity. That's what Crawford does. Again, we go back to Errol Spence. It's been the thing that makes him so dangerous. And just like with Madrimov, just like with Avanesian, and like with a couple of the boxers in the past, Crawford has an underrated, dedicated body attack. Don't forget that. The brother ain't just a headhunter. The brother is not just a cat who goes through and is just going for jab straight left. Or if he switches back to orthodox, jab straight right hand. Uppercut, big hook, check hook again. Right hand. It ain't just that. He'll go downstairs. He will throw a straight right downstairs to the body. Stab, jab to the body. If you're in close quarters, hook downstairs. Pinpoint accuracy. Exactly where the openings are. He'll do it. It ain't got to hurt you. It just got to wear you down. And with the struggles of Canelo and stamina, as we've seen as time has gone on. Like I said, he got winded against John Ryder. William Skull was more so of a different circumstance because he, again, was more so, never got out of gear one. Didn't even want to try to push himself. But Bebo, though it was at 175, stamina changed and shifted. This is the goal that Crawford wants to go. Take him deep and amp up your aggression while at the same time chipping away downstairs. Don't let him be the only brother that's attacking to the body. You do that same thing. Don't let him be the only brother that's going downstairs trying to put in some work. You do the same thing. And Crawford has that discipline to do it. And that can be, it can be damaging. It can be also damaging. Let me see, 405 is still insane. Yeah. And not even in athletic work. No, it's ridiculous. And full-blown, like, athletic stuff, he can probably do, 420, potentially even 430, with how strong we've seen him as a fighter. He's ridiculous. He's an insane brother. He's a dangerous cat, and he's a brother who every single time out, even in his struggles, we keep saying, hey, he keeps on finding a way, just like with Teddy Atlas, who talks about this with Usyk and other fighters. It is something in a fighter that is so hard to teach that you always find a way, regardless of the circumstance. Everybody can't do that. Even with the ability, when you get pushed to the back burner, how do you find a way to win? You got to find a way to win. At some point in time, the rubber's got to hit the road, and you got to come to a crossroads of, okay, if stuff ain't working or stuff isn't moving like it needs to, I got to find my way to success at some point. I got to go to a place and make not even make my own luck. I got to make myself win. Everybody can't do that. Ryan Garcia couldn't do it. He couldn't. Teofimo Lopez couldn't do it. In the past, he's gotten better now, but even still, it is to not just to outthink, but to will yourself to victory. It's something that is so hard. It's so difficult, but it's so, if you got it, you got it. Canelo can do it as well, no question about it. Like I said, he dug against the likes of Gennady Golovkin, Eric Lara. He's done it. He's done it countless times. He found a way to win against Kovalev. Reigning at 168. He's found a way to win. He was down on the cards to Caleb Plant, don't forget, and he found a way to win. It's an impressive trait, but it is something that everybody ain't got. And for somebody like Crawford, it is something that is so necessary. But it's something he can do. It's something he can definitely do. No question about it. Let's see. Blaze, do you think Bud will come in lighter, like 160, 164? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he's coming in. If he's lighter than Canelo, it's not going to be to the same degree as Charlo. If he comes in, I can see him coming in 166, close to 168. Not going to be it's not going to be full blown. Like I said, part of smartly pushing your weight up isn't just going in and trying to match the weight out right. You get big and you get strong, but you don't put yourself too much. And then once rehydration comes, then you let yourself fully just fill out like you want to. But I think he comes in more closer to 166. Maybe 3 pounds off of 168. Maybe 2. Because I'm going to tell you this. Let me see. Couch Potato, what's going on with you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for tuning into the show. Couch Potato, you said Canelo about to hydrate to 200. You doggone right he is. You doggone right. You better believe it. You better believe it. Canelo would be a fool. Canelo would be a fool not to hydrate as close to 200 as he could. I'm talking about next day, he coming in looking like doggone Berlanga. He coming in, because mind you, Berlanga came into that fight with Canelo 190. No, excuse me. I'm sorry. I think reportedly he came into that fight 200 outright, weighing more than Canelo on the night of the fight. If I'm Canelo, brother, I'm doing whatever I want from the standpoint of filling myself out. I'm getting 199. 200. Shoot, if I can take it 205, just to further push that issue, because he will be a fool not to. Now, I will say, the concern is if Canelo hydrates to that degree, those issues that he had at 175, stamina wise, could come and happen again, because it happened before. But and with this later stage in life in his career, he can get to a point where, yeah, he can't do what he wants to do as much if he's too heavy. But no, I would at least 185. At least 185. Canelo needs to be in and rehydrate you. I can see that happen, almost assuredly. Because you'll be a fool not to take advantage of that, of the ability to completely push out the weight discrepancy and make it even worse than before. Oh yeah. Oh, no question about that. Let me see. I saw Bud do 4 plates. What's that, 405? Yeah, 4 years ago. Yeah, no, and he's stronger than that. Again, it was. I think that clip you're referring to is the one we've been talking about. That was in jeans and in jeans and Timberlands. If I got the shoes right, yeah, jeans and Timberlands, and he was able to work. He's stronger than that now, absolutely. And so that's a bad brother. That's a bad brother. Let me see. Right, I was thinking the same thing. Water will add another 15. Yeah, it will. It will. Mind you, there is no rehydration clause. Understand that. Understand that. There's no rehydration clause on this fight, and there's no opportunity for a rematch in this fight. It is indeed one and done. It is indeed one and done. Crawford said himself, it's one and done. The result of this is going to be the result. No question. No restrictions on anybody. You come in as heavy as you want. Once you make weight. And then boom. Whatever happens, happens. That's what we're seeing. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a dangerous thing. It's gonna be a dangerous thing. That's that also, from the size discrepancy, that's a big factor. That's a huge factor. Like, imagine Canelo coming in hypothetically, rehydrating 190. 116 out of the fight. He rehydrates directly after. By the time the day comes and he's able to drink water and his muscles retain everything, brother, that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. That would be insane to think about what's coming at him, what's coming at Crawford, what's coming at the likes of Crawford from a punching perspective. That's part of why it's so difficult for a lot of people to reconcile that, oh yeah, Crawford can win. He can. But he's going to be fighting, he's going to be fighting, he's hypothetically going to be fighting the likes of a Jai Apatai on the night of the fight. Understand that. Apatai is 200. After weighing in, rehydrating, too easily he can get to 215. That's, oh, shoot, brother. That's a scary sentiment. It's a scary sentiment. See, Bud definitely deadlifting 440 or 200 kilograms, most likely. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if it's close to 260, or if it's close to 460 with him at this weight right now. Because again, here's the thing about Crawford. We've never seen Crawford from a physical standpoint be able to unlock just everything. Because as we always know, fighters walk around bigger than what they normally are. Bigger than what they normally fight at in their weight class. We know this. Do we not? Also, real quick, before I continue, leave a like on the stream if you are enjoying what you're hearing. If you want to help support the show while we don't have super chats yet, we got Cash App and PayPal links down below as well. If you want to give us support to the channel, it would mean the world to me to help keep the lights on, help us to make this show bigger and better. And please, subscribe if you haven't already, because this is a great empire, and you're going to want to be about it, because this is the hottest show in all the globe, no question about it. But we've never seen Canelo Crawford unlock kind of the upper echelon of what his physical ability can be. We've never seen it. Even at 154, he couldn't rehydrate to a certain point. He wasn't able to really go that far. If we see hypothetically this brother's fighting in shape, and he also rehydrates to potentially a 170, or just hydrates up to 170, like that could be a whole different Crawford for the better. It could. Now, there's also a standpoint of the same thing with Canelo. Crawford coming in so big might just deteriorate what he has as a fighting ability. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it is a possibility. It's not a guarantee, not in the slightest, but it's a possibility. As we know, going up in weight can sometimes go in and shift your makeup as a fighter and make you less because, your body is too much for it to take on. Not saying that's going to happen, but it is a possibility nonetheless. Let me come over here. Let me see. I'm 52 years old. Could deadlift 370. Oh, shoot. That's some pretty good strength. 372 years ago. I'm sure Bud lifting way more than 405. Yeah, I would imagine. Like, I would imagine he deadlifted more than 405. I would imagine I would imagine he's probably in the best physical shape of his life. Most likely. I would imagine he's probably in the best physical shape of his life. He would have to be. He would have to be. This isn't me trying just to ride for Crawford. He is almost assuredly going to be in the best shape that he's ever been in. If his stamina doesn't take a hit, and if his speed is still what we see it as, yeah, this could be, hypothetically, this could be the most dangerous version of Crawford we've ever witnessed. Coming in, 168 day weigh-in, 175 night of the fight. Canelo going 200, hypothetically. But all of a sudden, Crawford can take it and can dish it out. There is an and again, I think, like I said, we can't go too long. I told y'all we can't go as long as we normally go. But the last thing I'll say with this Terrence Crawford Canelo fight, just like I said, that to some degree we may be underestimating the likes of Canelo in this fight. From the standpoint of what his IQ can do on top of his size. Also, we can underestimate exactly what we can witness from Terrence Crawford with this added weight. We have to be real about this and look at all possibilities. Though it might not be likely, there's an entire possibility that Crawford at 168 got pop that can put him in trouble. It's entirely possible that Crawford at 168 got the pop to put the likes of Canelo in trouble. It's entirely possible. Though we may think it's almost out of sight, out of mind. Be clear. And again, I keep referencing Spence because this is falling eerily similar to the same roadmap that we saw with Errol Spence Jr. Most of the country saw Spence as going to win this fight. Though I said Crawford would beat him. Though I said Crawford would knock him out. Most of the country was saying that Crawford was going to be too small, couldn't hurt him, and his speed wouldn't amount to anything when it came to dealing with the power of what a Spence brings to the table. And we saw what happened. That same type of dichotomy is looking like it can happen right now in the world of Canelo versus Crawford. Though I'm not saying it is necessarily as feasible, it is definitely just as a real reality, even if the chances are more minute. It's a dangerous thing. I'm telling you, it's a dangerous thing. Let me see. Who are your picks for Canelo versus Bud and Billy Lester and Welch versus Vargas? So, again, real quick, I got Billy beating Lester. I got Vargas beating Welch. And I can't remember who else is on the card. Who else is there? I'm forgetting some people. Shoot, who else is on that card? For those two, I got Vargas and I got and Billy winning those fights. Who is it? I'm forgetting the rest of the card. Shoot. Hold on, let me look at the rest of the card first. Because I know it wasn't as and Billy versus Lester Martinez, Callum Walk versus Fernando Vargas, Muhammad Muhammad Alcal versus John Orleans, and then Bochuk versus Brandon Adams, and is it Dychoke versus Jermaine Franklin? Okay, yeah. So it's not really a big name stack type of card. Might be why I forgot who was on it. But I got him Billy over Martinez. I got Vargas over Walsh. I got Alcal versus John Orleans. I got Bochuk over Brandon Adams. And I got Ivan over Jermaine Franklin. Those are my picks. So, again, if I am wrong, please don't shoot the messenger. But regardless of which, those are who I got. But it's not, again, the fight itself is the biggest thing that we're waiting on. Sadly, the rest of the card isn't nearly as impactful as what we have for the likes of November 22nd coming down the line, or even Inoue versus MJ, Ahmadaliv. That's happening the day after Crawford versus Canelo. Which also, that's insane. Crawford and Canelo, and then Inoue versus MJ. And then after that, it's November 22nd. It's Benavidez versus Yard, Norman versus Haney, Archibald Biev, Bam Rodriguez, Stack the Kingdom Come. Oh, and then Boots also fights in November. And I think like a couple other situations happen fighting in November. So it's like, but from here on out, it's nothing but guns blazing. It's going to be insane. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be absolutely preposterous what the rest of the year is going to look like. Insane rest of the year. And I can't wait for it. I'm telling you. It's going to be so exciting. It's mind-boggling, honestly. But, again, we're not going to drag the show on. If anybody else has any more questions that they want to say, and again, you're right, OG Blaze, that Benavidez card is going to be absolutely phenomenal. But if there's anything else anybody wants to say, speak now, forever hold your peace. We're going to take one more chat of what you want to talk about, and then we're going to wrap this show up and send it home. So, again, this has been and still is the championship rounds. Anything that you want to discuss, we can discuss it right here on this show. Last call for any questions, comments, concerns, debates, boxing or beyond. Again, we'll do one last shameless plug. If you enjoy the show and you want to support the show, Cash App and PayPal, links down below if you want to. While we're waiting for questions, we can keep this thing going. I'm all for it. Like I said, we got bills to pay. And I'll do this for love of the game. But I got to do this as a shameless plug if I want to make some money somehow. So we got to do what we got to do. But still, whatever you want to ask, whatever your questions or comments, we can have it right now. But if nobody else has anything else they want to say, I think we're going to wrap this show up and send it home. So with all of that being said, this has been another episode of The Watchable with me, your host, Jean-Luc Welch. Thank you for tuning in and listening to the show. We appreciate your coming in on the live with us on today. We do this every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, covering the world of boxing and beyond. Don't forget the NFL season starts this weekend. I believe this Friday or this Thursday, or even this Sunday, 1 to 3. It happens. We're going to be excited for that. No question about it. Also, be sure to leave a like on the stream before you leave. Keep on commenting your thoughts and opinions on what you like and didn't like about the show. Be sure to hit the notification bell so you know whenever we post right here on YouTube and on every podcasting platform imaginable. And also be sure to go through and subscribe. No, I already said subscribe. Share the show with everybody you know, so we can keep on building up this empire together, and we appreciate your support so much. We're going to try this thing where we can thank our viewers and thank our chatters who came in on the live. Now, I might have to make it bigger so people can actually see what's so people can actually see what these things. I don't know why it's transparent. I thought it was going to be nope, no, that ain't what I'm trying to do. There we go. Okay, yeah, let me see. Can I make it bigger? We testing stuff out. Oh Lord, hold on. Oh. Wait a minute. Is it gonna? Dang it, I'm grayed out. Oh no, I'm gray. Why am I gray? I will make it that big. But yeah, we got this. We're gonna edit it. Try to make it darker. But thank you to everybody who chatted for the top 3 pound for pound chatters for today. Number 3 was Al Booga. Number 2 was Ninja. And number 1 was CD or OG Blaze. CCD, the one with Canelo as the profile. So we appreciate all of you tuning into the show. Rounding out the top 5 was Talk FS, and then also Tay coming in, rounding out the top 5 pound for pound chatters of this stream. But again, pound for pound number 1 is indeed OG Blaze. But credit to you. Appreciate you tuning in. But we're going to wrap it up and send it home. Again, if you want to listen to us on every podcasting platform, you can listen to us on Apple or Spotify. Rate us 5 stars there, and we're going to get out of here. So, I've been Jean-Luc Welch. You all have been wonderful. Peace and love. How we out of here? Yes, sir. We are going to see you all on Thursday. Be safe. Be blessed. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace and love. We out.